The third thing, and this, oh my gosh, this was huge. This was something that I didn't even fully realize was such an issue until long after Soul Journey had started and I'd had the first people coming through Soul Journey. But holy shit, the absolute absence of this in my life and how much I was searching for it was mind-blowing. And that is a container that could hold me in the void. What the fuck's the void, Anna? The void is the space between what has been and what will be. The void is the space between what has been and what will be. And this is an area that honestly I don't even see people talk about this. I don't even see people address this. And if they do, it's very glossed over, right? It's very like surface level stuff. But this is where the real work happens. This is where, if you've ever worked in a particular container, and I know I've gone through this myself, where it is perfectly timed, like it is 6 weeks or 8 weeks or 10 weeks, and it is perfectly timed and contained so that you go through a particular process and a particular journey, and then it ends at a particular time, and it is done. And when this happens, what you are left with is the void. That is where the person is, they've just gone through all of this stuff, they've gone through all of these transformations, maybe they've had some breakthroughs, all of these things have happened, and they're on a high and it's all really, really exciting and they feel really excited, and then they're left hanging, and they're left hanging in the void. And the void is that place where you've gone through all of this stuff, you've transformed all of these things, but the new things haven't landed yet. And so where you're left is kind of feeling empty. You're kind of feeling like, holy shit, where am I right now? What just happened? Did I mean to do all of this? Where am I? Am I actually worse off right now? I don't know. The void it's a really hard place, honestly, even for coaches to hold for themselves, let alone to hold someone else through it. And I'll explain to you why this is really hard. Because the void is the part where you doubt yourself. The void is the part where you doubt your coach. The void is the part where you go, I don't know if this is working. I've done all these things. I've changed all these things. And, I ended this relationship because it was bad. And I raised my prices on my coaching because I thought that was the good thing to do. But really, all I have now is I have no friends. All the people that were toxic have left now, and so I have no friends, and now I have no relationship, and now I have no clients because all my old clients can't afford my new rates, and so now I'm like, what's going on, right? This is the void. The void is really fucking uncomfortable because you're doubting yourself, you're doubting your coach, you're doubting the processes, you're doubting your whole existence, and you're definitely doubting your decisions up to that point, right? That's what's happening in the void. And with this, like I said, most coaches struggle to hold themselves in their own voids, let alone to be able to walk someone else through it, because it is very confronting to have someone come to you as a coach on the phone and say, I don't know, I don't know what to do anymore. I feel lost. And you've just gone through so much, and they've gone through so many transformations, and they've had so many ahas and so many breakthroughs, and it's been such a high and it's been amazing. And this is usually where the container ends. And instead, I needed someone who would be able to hold me in that next moment. I needed someone to be able to hold me when I had gone through so much acceleration in my energetic state, in my recalibration to my goals, that I had just fast forwarded so much that I needed that void needed to be there for me to catch up. And I needed someone to be able to hold me in that and actually support me through it and facilitate me and give me the tools to work through it, rather than try and run away from me because it's uncomfortable, because I don't want to feel like I'm failing you, right? And that's what I mean by the void. It's that space between what has been and what will be. It's, when you've set boundaries and you've realized how toxic and the patterns that you're running in your friendships, and that you have no boundaries, and you suddenly set them and you align to them, and suddenly all these friends start to disappear because they were just happy using you when you had no boundaries, but that doesn't work for them anymore when you do, and you're suddenly alone. and those new friends haven't started to come through yet. Or you leave the relationship that you realize is not going to be where you want to be moving forward, and you make that choice, but then you're alone. And that new person hasn't arrived. And maybe they're not arriving this week or next month or next year. How long are you going to be able to sit in that void? You're a coach of any kind. You're a service person of any kind. You raise your prices. Some clients fall off. Your new audience is still recalibrating to you. There's that void of, where are they? Have I just fucked everything up? Am I never going to get a client again now? It's a really, really uncomfortable space to be in. And I didn't find, no, that's not true. I definitely found coaches who were able to hold me in that void. And that was the greatest gift. Because for the time that I didn't find this, I just kept yo-yoing. I just kept going through a high of like, oh my God, this is amazing. I've done all the things, and then crumbling and not understanding why. When I finally found the coaches who understood this and who actually were experienced enough and embodied enough to hold that space for me, holy shit. Holy shit, did I learn so much from them. And not only that, but I learned the power of someone who can hold that, because it's very rare. It is very rare. Like I said, some people will talk about this, and it's usually very, very shallow, very surface level. It's kind of just glossed over. The truth is, it is very, very uncomfortable, and it is very necessary, because we all go through it, right? Let me know if you've ever gone through a period of time where you've had a massive amount of growth, and then just because so much has changed, you're kind of left feeling like, oh my God, it's all this stuff that used to be here is gone, but the new stuff hasn't arrived yet. Wait, is this okay? Am I allowed to do this? Oh my God, have I stuffed it all up, right? We have all been there. And often, if we're just surrounded by other people, or we completely alone at that point, we're going to second guess ourselves. We're going to doubt ourselves. We're not going to have somebody who can hold us in that and say, this is the void. This is that moment in between. This is where you've let go of what no longer resonates, and what does is on its way, but you've got to hold that void for now. And the ability to do that is crucial, because the breakthrough, the true breakthrough, comes after that. It's not in that amazing, yes, breakthrough, I just shifted this, I just had the biggest realization, oh my God, everything's going to be so different from now on. That's like the glossy, pretty little breakthrough that you see. That's not the real one. The real one comes after the void. Once that's been integrated, once that's been shifted, that's when you go from, oh my God, I'm so powerful, I've set boundaries, yes, I'm going to be a different person, to I set boundaries. I am a different person. I don't care if you leave. I'm sad to see you go, and I honor you for your choice. That is the difference. Do you feel the energetic difference between, oh my God, I'm so powerful, yes, screw it, I'm going to put boundaries in place, this person can't screw with me anymore, I'm not going to stand for this anymore, yes, I deserve this, and I deserve this. I deserve, and I am worthy of having firm boundaries in my life. And that breakthrough comes on the other end of the void. But you've got to make it through that one first. And like I said, in a coaching container, this is uncomfortable because it can stretch out. It can be a few weeks. It can be a couple of months, right? Who knows? Every single person's journey is different. But you've got to be able to hold that person in that. And that, like I said, for the longest time, I wasn't able to find anyone to do that. And that was something that when Soul Journey came through, became very clear was going to be a point of difference, because in this, it's 6 months. It's 6 months of your life. It is not a short, in and out kind of thing. You have a lot of time to go through a lot of breakthroughs, sit in a lot of voids, and then truly get to that embodiment, transformational stage where the shifts and the changes have actually landed, not just happened, not just happened to you, but happened through you, right? And that is such a difference, because that's where, I check back in with my clients who have done, soul journey months and even a year on, and they are just expanding continuously at such a rapid rate because of that, because of their understanding, because of their ability to now also hold themselves in the void. When they come across things now without, me as their coach, or without another coach at the time, they know what's going on. They know how to sit with that. They know how to process that. They don't just fall apart and look for the next quick hit to make themselves feel better, right? And that's what we often do, is when it crumbles, we just go, okay, well, I'm just going to fix it. I just got to find something else. I've just got to, just got to get back into it. We don't want to sit with that uncomfortableness. And if we don't have somebody there who can actually point to us and say, no, this is the moment. This is where the work happens. This is actually the breakthrough you're looking for, but it just feels so uncomfortable. You don't want to sit in it. And that's the magic, right? That's the magic. Is there's going to be a lot of amazing things, and there's going to be a lot of amazing changes, and ultimately it is all about that. But the journey and the evolution and that soul journey that you go on is really mastering yourself. It's mastering your strengths. It's understanding your weaknesses and what they actually mean for you, and how to actually navigate them, and how to love them, right? There is so much about us that we write off. There is so much about us that we think, this makes me a bad person, or this is a weakness, this shouldn't be seen, or I should work on this. And to some degree, sure, we can always work on stuff, but there is so much about us that is just looking to be loved, because it is actually so powerful, and it is such a superpower to us. But when we're judging it, or when we don't want to face it, or when we just can't sit in that void, we're never going to realize that. We're never going to come to that realization if every time we drop into a void, we just jump straight back out because we're too scared to be there, right?